Good morning, everybody. Wanted to make a quick video and share some things with you this morning. As you know, Downey Church is going to be doing the Bible reading plan in 2021, and we're going to be reading just the New Testament. And if you're an average reader, that should take you about 5 minutes a day. We're going to read one chapter a day in the New Testament. We're distributing the reading schedule in email. If you haven't gotten that, please let us know. And the goal is, if we're only taking a few minutes to read each day, is to not be racing through it and trying to cram all this stuff in. And I got to read an Old Testament chapter, and I got to read a New Testament chapter, and I got to read a chapter in Psalms, and I got to, it's just 5 minutes a day, give or take a little bit, and maybe have a little time to reflect on it and think about things. And we're also only reading on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, just the weekdays, no weekend readings. And on the weekends, you have time to reflect about what you read over for the week. And we thought for doing that, maybe it'd be useful for people to be able to mark up their Bibles or highlight if they wanted to. And so we did a little test. Now, if you've been around for a while and you know me, I have a hard time writing in my Bible. I actually have a hard time writing in any book. Just the way we were brought up, you take care of books, you don't write in them, and the Bible even more so. And so it's always been a struggle with me to write in my Bible. But I went out and I bought a Bible specifically for writing in. I'm going to see if we can do this. And then I wondered, well, what kind of pen should I use? It won't bleed through or whatever. And that's a challenge. And the thing to remember is Bible paper is thin and you can see through Bible paper. So there's a difference between being able to see through and what's on the other side and bleed through and what's on the other side. You can see through most Bible paper. But we went out and we found 5 different types of pens that don't bleed through. And so that's what this video is about this morning. We just wanted to share those with you so that you could understand some of the things that you might want to look at. So we're going to run through these real quick this morning and share this with you. I got most of these from Office Depot, and I bought it by the one in Target over on the border of Downey, Norwalk there, and I think that one has closed now. But there might be other Office Depots. You can also order most of these online on Amazon or Office Depot online. And there's a couple different options here. So let's dive in real quick and look and see what some of our options are. I'm going to try and show these to you this morning. And let's see if we can do this. Here we go. All right. So the first one are these Bible pens from Mr. Pen. And you can order these online. And most of these pens come in different kinds of packages or different groups. I got kind of a small number. I went out and did some research on the different ways to mark up your Bible. And some people use like 20 different colors, and this color means this, and wow, it was really complicated. So I kind of recommend maybe not so many colors, maybe a color for promises or hopes and a highlight color, I don't know. But I got some smaller packages of colors here. So we can look at these. So these are Mr. Pen Bible pens. They're kind of a, what's the word I want here? They're a ballpoint pen, as you can see them. They click open. I'm trying to get that to where you can see it. And my green screen is playing havoc with that orange color right there. But it's just a nice click open pen. They write really nice. One thing to be aware of when you buy these, they have a little wax tip covering the ballpoint pen. So you've got to take that off before you try and write with them. But they wrote very nice and give you some nice colors. And they're just kind of a nice ballpoint pen. They do not bleed through. The second one that I want to show you this morning are the Inductive Bible Study pens. These are from Micron, and they're a felt tip pen. And again, you can see the colors that they come in there. This package had a couple different colors in it. Very fine point, writes very precisely. I personally love a marker and how it writes and how it does, I think maybe if you left this in one spot for a long time, it might kind of puddle and bleed through your page the way markers can do. Um, but it does not bleed through and worked very well for underlining. If you want to do a nice fine underline or you want to write in the margin very small because it's a very fine point. So these worked really, really well. The next kind of pen that we found was these Pilot friction pens. Um, these have the top pops off them, and they're also these ones are erasable. And so they have a little eraser on them, and you can erase. And these are kind of just a ballpoint type pen. Almost feels like a gel ink. It does say it's gel ink on it. And so if you like gel pens and how they write, these work that way, and they do erase to some degree. You know, it's always hard erasing ink, but that did work to some degree. The next ones were the friction marker pens. So these are more like highlighters. These are meant for, you know, if you don't like to underline, but you like to highlight, these are kind of highlighter pens. You can't really write notes with them in the margin or anything. They're a little too big for that. But if you like to highlight, these are great. And they also don't bleed through, and they are erasable some as well. So if you accidentally highlight a little too much, you can try and erase that and fix that if you want. And then the last set of pens that we got were good old Crayola crayons. These are twistable, and they're kind of like colored pencils, but they feel a little bit like crayons. It's kind of hard to describe what these work like. Um, you will feel a little bit like a child carrying these around, uh, but they kind of scroll out there. If you can see that tip, and get that on a dark area on my shirt, so that you know you can just turn out that pencil at the end, and it's, I don't know. It's kind of a cross between a crayon and a pencil. These are not erasable. Um, at least I didn't try to erase them. They don't advertise them as erasables. Um, but the advantage of this is that you can get them in like a million colors. So, you know, if you want to do a 37 different color option, you know, maybe this is your choice. Um, these ones didn't have quite as many colors in it as some of the others, but you can get packs with more colors. So that was your 5 pens. For me and the way I like to write, I really liked the Micron um, pens. I think that was this one. Let me trying to find the right one to bring up here. I really like the Micron with a nice fine point. You can get a nice little clear ruler so you can see what you're doing, and you know you can just make a nice clean line on that, see where you are. Um, Worked really well for me. And then the other one was the friction. This one, the friction markers highlighters worked really well. If you like to highlight, so those were kind of my favorites. But of course, any of these will work. And I want to show you a little test that I did. Let's get the test up. So this test is on just regular printer paper, nothing special. And so I tested the Bible pens, the friction erasables, the Micron, the friction highlight erasables, and the Crayola twistables. So you can see how they wrote. So like the friction highlighters, you can't really write with them very well. They're just too thick, but they highlight well if that's what you're looking for. Um, let's see here. It's so many images trying to get up. So then I brought up this one here, and this one shows how we tried to show how to erase. So looking this way right here, you can see we tried to erase the friction erasables and the friction highlight erasables right here. And they did erase some. So, that was good. Um, they did kind of work as promised. And when you look up on the paper, they don't bleed through. Of course, this is printer paper and not Bible paper. So I tried it on the back page in the Bible and put those up. Um, they didn't erase quite as well on the Bible paper. Um, so we've got the Bible pens up at the top, the Friction, the Micron, the highlighters, and then the Crayola. Um, the Friction highlighters and pens did erase a little bit. You can see there where I tried to erase. A little harder to erase on Bible paper. I was afraid I was going to rip it, so I was trying to be a little more gentle. But it does allow you to fix something if you need to. So there you have it. Some different options for ways that you can um, highlight your Bible. I hope that you will join us on this reading plan this year. We really want to have a good time with that. Check your emails. We're sending that out Wednesday, the 30th, Wednesday the 30th. I can't remember what day it is. Wednesday the 30th, we're sending that out to everybody. So if you don't have it and it's after Wednesday the 30th, please let us know and we will get that out to you, that reading plan, as fast as we can. Uh, we'll see you all. Be joining us. And by the way, that Bible reading plan, we're going to send it out every couple of months. We're just putting out parts of the plan at a time so we can remind you. So the first one only has January and February in it, and then we'll put the rest out later. So thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you find some pens that work for you when you want to highlight your Bible. Thank you so much for joining us. See ya.